Well, welcome back to my channel, Blast from the Past Farming. Last Thursday was unloading corn into my son-in-law semi, and all of a sudden it kind of quit loading corn. So today is Monday, February 2nd. As you can see, part of the flooding in the shaft broke off right there. So now I have to pull that auger out with corn in it and take it to the shop and redo it. It's gonna suck. I'm hoping I can, probably just gonna have to dump the corn on here and then pick it up, I guess. Yeah. That's not good. Oh well, better get after it. Well, this is what I'm dealing with. This part of it broke off. Goes kind of like right there. That's ripped. There it goes right here, that's how it goes. That's kind of sprung, so I'm going to heat it up, get her made nice and round again, and then see how good it fits in here. Re-weld it, and probably put some reinforcement strips on here. See what happens. Could cut it off right at the edge of this bolt, and I'd only would lose inch and a half maybe, which wouldn't be all that bad either. But then I'd have to make sure this here bolt hole here lined up with the same as the flighting here. I don't think that would really hamper nothing as far as the unloading corn. Worst case scenario, I could always cut an inch off of the tubing coming out of the grain bin, which wouldn't be that difficult either. So see how it goes with me just trying to straighten that out first and trying to re-weld it, and if it don't work, then I'll just cut it off the bare minimum and then re-drill a hole. I found the correct size shaft to put in there. That way I know it's running true. I'll tack it in a few little spaces to hold it, and then I'll try to pull that out. If it don't come out easy, then I'll just weld a little washer on here and then use a slam hammer on it, pull it out. But in the meantime, I'll get the flighting put back to where it's supposed to be too, because that got cracked. So yeah, it's coming along. I'll have her fixed eventually. I put a big washer and another washer on there, and I'm going to weld them all together, and that'll reinforce these two pieces plus fill in the hole on the other side. So it should strengthen it quite a bit. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Put a washer there and weld that up so it all reinforces that all. So there's the finished project. It's all beefed up. Nowhere to go, hopefully. Gotta admit, it's not my prettiest weld, but it'll hold. Well, I got her all back together. Had to run the drill bit through the 3.5 inch hole for the bolt. Had to run a rat tail file in the piece where I welded. The piece of the tubing was hanging down just a little bit, so when the shaft would go in, it just barely catch, and I mean barely catch. So I had to use a rat tail file and grind that down a little bit and got her back together. Now I just have to slide the whole thing in about 18 inches until both them tubes touch, and then put my band around it. So let the fun begin. Well, yesterday I got the unloading auger and the grain bin all fixed up. Today I'm gonna put this bigger diameter cylinder on my box scraper. Finally found one that would fit. Took a while to find one. That's a 3.5 inch bore. This is an 1.5 inch bore. And old tractors with only like 1250 psi have a hard time raising this because of the linkage. Plus I added a little bit of weight on both sides. And without that weight, that box scraper would just sit there and chatter on the ground all the time. So with that weight on her, it just plants, and the way it goes works really nice. So I'm going to swap out those two cylinders today. Get that done. And then I should be able to lift it up real easy, not much past idling, I'm hoping. Because right now I can get it up about 4 or 5 inches, but you got to have the throttle wide open to get her to do it. So we'll get that changed out here. Check it out. Well, the new cylinder has inch pins up in here, and this is a 3/4 inch hole. So I cut some bushings and used the original pins, and that'll fit up here. But I'm going to have to modify this because this is a clevis hitch here, which the other one was just a pintle hitch down here. I didn't catch that when I ordered the cylinder. But nevertheless, I'm gaining. So now I'll have to hook that up to there. Now I'll have to just weld a ear up here someplace for the cylinder, which is no big deal anyhow. So we'll get her. Every time you do hydraulics, you always leave a mess. Constantly. No matter how careful you are. Yeah, I'll go get that mounted and try to figure something else out here. Well, I've got her mounted, all plumbed in. I raised the wheels up so that part's perfect. Before they would come way off the ground. So now we'll see how it raises idling. Before you had to have 3/4 throttle or more. There she goes. That's just idling. That bigger diameter in the cylinder makes world of difference. Plus I got the fulcrum point a little bit. Oops, I gotta shut the hydraulics off. Plus I do have this back further because the cylinder is still a little bit too long. Instead of hooking way up here. But that still works pretty good. Because I'm about 10, 11 inches off the ground, I'm guessing. So that'll work perfect. At least now she'll pick it up. Well worth $130. That includes shipping. So yeah, I'm happy. I'll hit the float, let her down. Well, I hope you enjoyed the videos. Remember, like and subscribe. And be kind to one another. Thanks for watching.